What's up, guys? Just got out of Avatar 3, Fire and Ash. Give some background on just kind of what I was expecting going into this film. The first Avatar is a classic. It's a story we've heard many times. Last Samurai, Dances with Wolves, so on and so forth. The first one is kind of like Dances with Smurfs. It was new. Visually, at the time, it was unparalleled. Starting to show some of its age these days in certain scenes. But overall, first movie holds up pretty dang well. And I loved it as a kid. If it had ended where it was, for the longest time, I never would have thought we'd get follow-up from where things ended on the first movie. But lo and behold, many years later, we got the second one. Swims with Whales, Avatar 2. There were moments of greatness in the second movie, but also a few moments I really took issue with. A lot of the same stuff from the first film. And my goodness, how many times did the kids get captured? 3 times? If the kids are saying, I can't believe I got captured again, if that's it in the dialogue, probably need to fix something. Change it. Mix it up a little bit. And while I felt conflicted with them bringing Quaritch back or copying his memories and all that and putting it in a Na'vi vessel, it wasn't terrible. Wasn't completely on board with it, but what can you do? Sorry. But where I really had a problem with the second movie was the end, when Quaritch says, "Next time I'm coming for you and your whole family." Jake says, "Then let's get it done." Well, that was great. I love that. Fighting on the sinking ship. Seems Cameron likes to indulge a bit in his Titanic tendencies. I don't love that movie, but I guess at the time it was another technical achievement to Marvel at the time, right? And I thought it was cool the way that Jake killed Quaritch again, but this time using a chokehold technique, right? But then the kid I'd had the most issues with the entire second movie brought him back. Spider finds him and I just thought, man, they're going to be having some awkward dinner conversations after this film. Neytiri straight up threatened to kill Spider in that confrontation towards the end. And she cut him. But I guess they're family, right? I don't know. The way the second movie ended, I was pretty dang skeptical going into this third film. The way that the second movie ended, it really seemed we were right back where we started. But I am pleased to inform you that any gripes I had with the second movie, any reservations I had going into this third film, wow, I was surprised. I take it all back. Everything negative I said about the second movie. If I do rewatch it, though, man, I don't know if would I really rewatch the entire second film or just do a recap. Man of Recaps has a lot of good stuff. That might save some time because this third film blew the second one, no pun intended, completely out of the water. All right, Way of Water, full, asta pasta. This third film was phenomenal. It did everything right. It had enough new and enough familiar, all right? As a good sequel should, okay? And pacing, perfect. There was not a dull moment in the way that the second movie, we were just, gosh, how much longer is this fictional sea nature documentary going to go on for, right? The second movie dragged. And where did the Water Tribe go? Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. In the final battle, they just up and dipped. Very strange, very strange. They even left their daughter with the bad guys. Anyway, back to the third movie. Pacing was great. Story, much better. Wow. And the action, oh my gosh, the action was lit. Great. It wasn't choppy, and considering the visuals, another one of those films, I have no idea how they made this. It's an experience to behold. Everything looked like it was in camera, but it must not have been. There's no way. It's all animated. And the themes, I feel like this film took us to a few very dark places I was not expecting. But it wasn't doing it for shock value. It felt warranted. You follow this family, and it's a story about family dealing with grief, loss. A couple moments here and there, I kind of thought, are we backtracking? That happens a bit with sequels at times, where you kind of think, why is this character how they were after they had their arc? But considering the circumstances of what was going on, his family having lost their son, it makes sense that there might be some backtracking, right? People are going to cope and deal with something very difficult like that in different ways. And they're called arcs for a reason. And again, the issues I had with the second movie, this film completely redeemed them. Spider, the arc that he went on in this film, great. He was probably the weakest part in the second film, and it was phenomenal here in the third movie. The score, wow, it was great. The action, as I already alluded to, was phenomenal. It was smart, it was creative, you could actually see what was happening. The themes, again, touching on colonialism, empire, difficult historical themes that we still feel the ramifications of to this very day. Just because the empires ended doesn't mean the colonialism or that mentality dissipated. No, it still lingers. The effects of that impact the world as we speak, right? There's only one plot hole I noticed. Only one thing that didn't completely add up. But all in all, the story felt great. The second movie felt like they spent years on the special effects and they came up with the script and the story over a weekend. This one, you can tell a lot more work went into it. I honestly might like it more than the first one. I don't know. It's up there. That's how good it was, guys. It was dope, all right? Recommend checking this one out. The sooner the better. And yeah, that's my spoiler-free thoughts. For a grade, I'm going to give Avatar 3 Fire and Ash an A. What's up, guys? I enjoyed Avatar 3 Fire and Ash so much yesterday that I decided I wanted to watch it again. But not just again. I heard some people talking, and they said it was a lot better in IMAX 3D. So, did some research. The closest place I could find that was showing it in IMAX 3D was 2 hours away, a little over 2 hours away. But I made the trek. It was 110% worth it. Watch it in IMAX 3D. It's a lot better. Just feels more immersive and looks better. Anything that seemed slightly choppy, from what I saw yesterday, looked totally normal. And it was a much, much better experience. I loved it. And again, as I mentioned, there are some really interesting, I think, some biblical, spiritual themes in this film. Minor spoiler territory when Jake is contemplating killing Spider. Felt like something right out of the Old Testament with Abraham and Isaac. Or the way that the Fire Tribe has just fallen away from the path that Awa gave them and are actively seeking to destroy it at all costs and taking away other people's connection to all of that. Just very interesting, very interesting. And I honestly think I like this movie more than the first one because the story felt more original. The first one, as I was reflecting, I didn't really put it together, but yeah, the first movie is actually, well, everyone says it's like Pocahontas or The Last Samurai, Dances with Wolves, but it's actually really similar to Dune. A foreigner going native and taming a native creature, and that's a sign that they're the chosen one. How did I never think of that? But wow, beat for beat, just like Dune. And this third movie, it felt more original to me. Obviously, it retreaded a few things that we've seen before, but it took in a really good direction, and all around, huge fan. I liked it. I think it's the best of the three so far. I'm very excited to see where things go from here. If things work out great, I guess my only gripe is that by making Spider have the ponytail connection, that kind of undoes the whole premise of the Avatar program in the first place. So, not really sure where they'll take it from there. But I had my doubts when Way of Water finished, and here we are. There was no need to despair. So maybe whatever direction Cameron has going forward will work out just great. So check this one out in 3D and even better, IMAX 3D. I implore you.